She played the role of a typical mother and wife in a web series, The Family Man, to perfection. Yet, half the nation hated her after watching it. She's been in the film industry for nearly 2 decades, but can still give young heroines a run for their money. She's a superstar in all the four southern film industries, and the Hindi audience just can't get enough of her. What makes her so special? Well, let's find out from the lady herself. Hello, Mrs. Priyamani. Welcome to the Federal.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Pleasure. You are a superstar in the Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam, and the Hindi film industry. Which industry do you call home?
How about all?
Not all, but any favorites?
No, actually, I can't actually call any particular industry my favorite because I started off my career in the Tamil industry in 2002. Then I went to Malayalam. Then I went to Telugu. Then I went to Kannada. And then now, touchwood, Hindi is sort of also accepting me with open arms. So I can say all.
All right, I'll get to that. You were born and raised in Bengaluru. You worked as a model in Number City for quite a few months or years. But it took you nearly 6 long years to enter the Kannada film industry after you became a star in the other industries. What took you so long to come to the Kannada film industry?
See, honestly, I had shoot in other languages as well. I had movies in other languages as well. So probably that was the only main reason that I could not commit to a Kannada film immediately, though being born and raised in Bangalore. As I told you, I started my career in Kannada. I'm sorry, in Tamil. So I had a lot of Tamil films at that time. Then I was doing Telugu also at that time, Malayalam also. So I could not allot my dates to the said Kannada films that came my way. But I think it was destined that I sort of debuted in the Kannada industry with the fabulous movie called Ram, which starred the late Puneeth Rajkumar. So I think that was destined.
Yeah. You and Puneeth Rajkumar became a super hit combination soon after Ram. But after that, you just acted in one film with him, which was also a super hit. Why didn't we see more of your combinations?
I think this is a question you ask the directors, not me. I mean, I would have loved to work with Puneeth more, but I don't know. I guess Anna Bond and Ram and Anna Bond were what was written for us, and I'm glad that happened.
Now that we're talking about Puneeth Rajkumar, I must ask you. I've seen some of your interviews with him, some videos on the internet. You both kind of had a very good bonding. You shared a good rapport. Can you share some fond memories of him while shooting for those two films or outside of that?
I think it's obviously my association with Puneeth and the family, I think, goes much before Ram happened. I was called in for another film. I'm not sure which one actually, for which I met Raganna and I even saw Puneeth in the office. And but owing to another film shoot of mine, I could not commit to that particular film. I don't remember which one it was. And as I said, I think Ram was destined for us, that we were to act together and all that. But one thing I'm really happy that I got to work with him in Ram and Anna Bond, and I think he was one of the you say the 916 Hallmark Gold. He's that sort of a person. He was. I don't know why I'm still talking as if he's still present. I mean, obviously he's there in all our hearts even now. His infectious smile. Whenever you talk about Puneeth, the first thing you think about is his infectious smile, which just spreads, and you can't do anything else but laugh with him. He's such a sweet character. He's such a sweet guy. I remember, I think when we were shooting for one of the songs of Ram, and which also had a bit of a scene, I think, before the song. And it was sort of set up in a forest area, sort of a thing. And there was only one vanity. So I had to get ready in the hotel and come in my room. My mother was also there with me, and he had the vanity for himself. So I went to him and I requested him. I said, Puneeth, is it okay if my mother and I, we could use your vanity just to probably use the washroom, and nothing else. And if there is a dress change, and just change the dress. I'll come back. I'll come outside, sit, and I will do the touch up and makeup and whatever is needed if there is a dress change. So he said, yeah, yeah, okay. And the next thing I remember, within 5 minutes, he came out of the vanity. He sent word with his staff, and his staff came to me and said, from now on, your mother and you can use the vanity. Sir doesn't need the van. I said, no, no, please let it not be. I mean, the van is, it is for him, and it's not fair if I use the van if it is for him. And then I think he overheard the conversation and he came to me and he said, you know what? Your mother is like my mother. I wouldn't want my mother to sit outside in the scorching sun or cold or whatever the weather was. I don't want her to sit outside and, just sweat and things like that. Rather, she can sit in the vanity and let her enjoy. I mean, she can enjoy the AC and just be herself. She can relax. She can lie down. She can rest up. She can put her feet up and relax. I mean, with Superstar does that. I mean, it's no need for anybody to even say or think anything like that. I mean, that's why I said, I mean, his character spoke a lot to me during that time. And then I think after that, the amount of respect and the amount of love that he showed towards my mother, was so sweet, because every time he used to see her, he used to go to her, he used to hug her and say, hi, auntie, how are you? And, it's so nice to have you on set. And, it was really nice. And not only him, I think the entire family is also very sweet. I know Ragana is also very, very, very sweet. Every time, I mean, I remember when I went to meet them to pass on my condolence at their house, I went to meet Ashwini at her place. Ragana was also there, and so it was my mother, my husband, and myself. And Ragana was sitting with us all along, and even till today, he keeps sending me messages in the morning like, "Good morning, Amma, how are you?" And then Shivarna came in later, and he passed on our condolence. And yeah, so I think Puneeth was and will always be remembered for the fantastic soul that he was.
Did you get to watch Gandhara Gudi?
No, because I wasn't in town. Actually, Ashwini gave me a call personally and she said, I want you to come. And, if you're in Bangalore, please do come. But unfortunately, I wasn't. So I couldn't see, but I will definitely watch it.
Mrs. Priyamani, moving on, you won a national award very early in your career, right? And soon you became a superstar in all the four southern industries and all of that. But then, would I be wrong if I say that your first big break in the Hindi belt was through the web series The Family Man?
Yeah, it was. I mean, people did before The Family Man came out. I mean, I obviously acted in Ravan and Rakta Charitra, but maybe people did not know me that quite well, because Ravan was a character that I did where I played Abhishek's sister. Though they may not have placed that, it's the same girl. Then when I did 1, 2, 3, 4, I mean, even Touchwood till today, the song of Chennai Express is so popular that you see any event or even on television, reality shows in Hindi and all that, they still keep playing the song. So that is the amount of popularity that the song got. And I was a little noticed after 1, 2, 3, 4. But yes, you're absolutely right. I think I was, people started knowing who I was a lot more after Family Man. Yes, after both the seasons.
I'll talk about some of your Hindi projects later on in the interview, but then I got my opening line from one of your earlier interviews to the Federal itself, that after watching The Family Man, half the nation started to hate you. That you started getting messages saying, why did you do this and that? So, so how does it feel right now? I mean, would season 3 tell us what really happened in Lonavala, or would that always be a secret?
I don't know. I think that's a question what the makers should answer, Raj sir and DK sir. But I mean, I think I must have done something right for and one thing I would say that it's the character, the sketch of the character has been written like that. I'm not like that in real life, and so I mean, I feel that I must have done something right for character to be so hated. And for a lot of people to come up and say, how could you do this to Shrikant? Even till today, if I post something on my social media, especially Instagram, I have a lot of people messaging saying, you shouldn't have cheated on Shrikant. One set of audiences, how could you do this to Shrikant when he's saving the nation? The other set of audience is like, if Shrikant sees this, what will happen? And another set of audience is like, oh, you're dressed up like this for Arvind. So that's okay. I just take it with a pinch of salt, and I'm happy.
Okay. For the South Indian audience, The Family Man was really special. One, of course, the storyline, and two,
Yeah.
you fit in really well into the character. Your body language, the Tamil language, the accent worked really well. And was it written keeping you in mind, or did you just go ahead and manage to
No, I think it was written keeping me in mind, because I very clearly remember that I was called to Mukesh Chabra's office, who is the casting director of the series, and who also is like a well-wisher of mine. So I went to his office, and then he said, look, come tomorrow to meet Raj and DK. They're casting for the series called Family Man. And at that point of time, I didn't even know what series meant, a web series meant, because it was fairly very new at that point of time, a concept of the web series. Maybe it was there before, but I don't think the Indian audience was glued to watching web series, Indian web series. Not a lot at that point of time, probably. I may be wrong, but this is my take, because I honestly did not know what a web series actually meant. I mean, I do watch a lot of series in English and things like that, but I didn't know how a Hindi web series would be. So I was thinking, okay, Hindi web series, okay, let's have a look at it, and let's see what it's all about. And then I went to the office, and I met Raj sir and DK sir, and they sat me for half an hour, and they explained the whole. They just told the story in a nutshell, but they said Suchi is her name is Suchitra, and she's born and brought up. She's this Pakka Tamilian who is born and brought up in Bombay. So you speak Hindi, but you've got a lot of Tamil mixed in it. So immediately I got connected, because my sister-in-law is like, she is born and brought up from Bombay, but she's our caste, and she also speaks a lot of Tamil, but her Hindi is so good. She speaks Tamil. So immediately I could connect with my sister-in-law, saying, oh, okay, so it must be like her. I said, born brought up probably in Ghatkopar or Chembur or one of those places where it's, a lot of Tamil people have settled, that side of Bombay. And they said, so this is the thing, and the one opposite you would be Manoj Bajpayee. I said, Manoj sir, okay. Then the first question, I think the only question I asked Raj sir and DK sir was, sir, I hope there are no those sort of scenes, as in I hope there's no kissing scene, and I hope there's no make out scene in the thing, because I'm honestly speaking, I'm not very comfortable doing it. So I said, this is a series called The Family Man. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be anything like that, especially with you and Manoj sir. No. So, and what actually got me to this series was the fact that they had beautifully told the story of a person who balances the professional life of what he is, a raw agent. Sorry, I know, not raw agent. He's an agent, yeah, basically. And who also dabbles his family. He's got family problems happening. So they focused both, 50-50. And I think that's what got to the audience, because generally a web series like this would probably have more about what he does on job, rather than, they would have probably just established saying, okay, chalo, family, he's got a wife, he's got 2 kids, and then focus more on the work. But I think The Family Man as a series focused both professionally and personally for him. And they also had a track for the wife, which was very beautiful, where, she's also going through problems. She's a teacher who wants to focus more on herself for a change. She's given so much to her kids. Now they've also grown up. They're making decisions on their own. And she wants to do something for herself for once. So she sort of quits being a teacher, and she wants to join the startup company of her friends, and she learns that she's doing very well for herself there, and she is focusing, she's bringing on something new, her point of view to the thing, and people there around her workplace are pretty impressed with her. So I sort of like the whole fact that they've told the story so beautifully, and everybody fits into the character so well that it doesn't go off track anywhere. And of course, then the success of, and to be very honest, we started shooting season 2 much before season 1 released. So we actually did not know that season 2 would also do really well. Albeit it had its fair share of ups and downs and controversies, but we're not going to go into that right now. But even with that, I think people, once they saw season 2, I think what they understood what the makers were trying to say, and they accepted the fact, and I think season 2 has done phenomenally well.
Can you tell us anything when season 3 is coming? Anything that you can tell us?
As far as I know, I think we're going to start by next year. We're going to start shoot by next year.
Oh, okay. You did another web series after that, and okay, to put the question if I have to rephrase my question, can we say that have you managed to cash in on the success of The Family Man in the Hindi market?
Not really.
Okay, but you have a lot of projects lined up in Telugu. I mean, I was just going through Wikipedia.
I do have a lot of projects lined up in Telugu. I have projects lined up in Hindi as well. I mean, thank God. One thing I can say, yes, probably, see, people are probably, you can say, casting me because Family Man has its reach. People have liked the series, they have liked the character, they've liked the acting and everything. So probably because of that, I have been getting a lot of calls for web series, for films. But I'm taking my time. I'm not just jumping into each and every offer just because it's a Hindi project, be it web series or be it movies.
Again, there's some people accuse you of picking or choosing women-oriented roles in recent days. Is it right, or would we see you in a glamour role?
Why accusing in what way? What's wrong in
Yeah, because you were known as the glamour doll, of the southern film industry. You look, but then now we only see you in women-oriented roles.
So is that so wrong?
But that's not wrong. But to say, I mean, is that a conscious decision or?
It is a conscious decision because I always choose stories over anything else. I mean, if the story is good and if I'm convinced enough that I can do it, I will definitely do it. If I'm not convinced, I will not do it. And now I have an added responsibility as well because I'm married and I am answerable to my in-laws and family as well. So I would think twice before, doing any glamorous sort of a role, if that's what you're implying.
Wikipedia says, I'm going by what Wikipedia says, that one of your next projects is Jawan with Shah Rukh Khan. Is it true?
Your source is Wikipedia? Really?
Yeah, I mean, a good journalist never reveals his source, but I had to say something.
Hey, you should never go by what half the content on Wikipedia is wrong. According to Wikipedia, I have done I can open my Wikipedia page and show you, as in not my Wikipedia. It's my Wikipedia page. And it says I'm part of some of the films which I'm not even part of, And talking about Jawan, I don't know. I mean, where did you get this news from?
Okay. No, I just thought I'll ask you that question going through Wikipedia. All right. Now moving on. What do you think is the reason behind South Indian films doing well in the North, especially 2022? Be it RRR, Pushpa, KGF?
No. Good, no. You got RRR, you got Pushpa, you got KGF, you got right now, you got Kantara, which is doing so beautiful. Right. I mean, I know the next question would be, have you seen Kantara? I've not seen and I will go and watch it. But I know a lot of people are raving about it. Even in the North, everybody who has seen it, they're like, Kantara is so beautiful. It's so lovely. In South also, I met a lot of people recently in Hyderabad when I was shooting. And a lot of them said, Madam, have you seen Kantara? I said, no. "Hey, madam, please go watch. It's beautiful and it's really nice." And yeah, so I think, see, I'm not saying that um, it's the content. Yes, maybe it's the story, it's the way it's being told, it's the way it's being presented. And by that, I don't mean Bollywood is lacking in any way. But I do feel is somewhere that I think the packaging is better, and I think the way they present. See, again, I'm saying I don't know. I'm coming back to presentation, but I'm not again. Bollywood is not anywhere wrong in presentation. I think they're really good, and the way they market themselves is really amazing. But I honestly don't know where they fall short. I mean, off late you see. I mean, it's really very. In a way, I feel bad that these films are not doing. Some of the films are not doing well, but in a way, I also feel nice that finally, South is also getting its fair share of recognition. A lot of people are liking the story, they're liking the technicians, they're liking the artists, and in that way, I would say better late than never. Finally, I think the South is getting its recognition that it's always deserved.
Okay, now you're a Southern
And we're all
superstar.
known as Indians. Finally. No, I said we're all known as Indians. We're not known as South Indians and North Indians. No more.
Yeah. So you're known in all the four South Indian industries. Now you're doing very well in the Hindi belt as well. Would we see you in a pan-India film anytime soon?
Of course. Yes, for sure.
Can you tell
For
us
sure.
something
Yeah.
about? Can you reveal some more details?
Well, I am just doing a film called. I've just finished a film called Quotation Gang, which primarily the primary language is Tamil, but it's going to be a pan-Indian film also because we've got we've got Jackie Shroff, and we've got Sunny Leone in it. So that's going to also be a pan-Indian thing. It's going to release in all the languages, including Hindi. Then I have Maidan with Ajay Devgan sir, which probably will come out in February, is what I have also read. I hope it's true. Keeping my fingers crossed for that. Then I have I'm doing a pan Indian web series. I finished it. It's called Sarvam Shaktimayam. So we've shot it in all languages like Tamil, Telugu, because it's about the 18 Mahashakti Pithas of India. So we've gone all over India to shoot it, and so that's going to be there in all the languages. So that's why it's a pan Indian web series.
So that's
Then I have
like
a
a
couple of
devotional
Telugu.
web series.
I don't know whether to call it a devotional web series per se, but it's the importance is about the 18 Shakti Pithas of India, the Mahashakti Pithas of India. But it's also got a story in it. And then I have a couple of Telugu projects, and my one Kannada film called DR56 is going to come out on 9th of December.
There's one called Cyanide.
Cyanide for now, I don't think is happening. I think that movie is shelved. I think so. Because I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, we were to shoot this much before, I think, the lockdown hit, the first lockdown. Everything was actually set, but I don't think that's happening.
I would say you've been in the business for nearly 20 years, close to 20 years, if not 20 years. How do you
No,
manage
20. I started my career in 2002. I mean, I started shoot in 2002. So, yeah, technically 20.
Technically 20 years. How do you manage to stay in the business, be fit, be healthy, still look very beautiful? How do you manage to do that?
I
Because
think
20
off
years is
late I
long
would.
for a heroine.
I think I'm just fortunate and lucky that um, I'm getting to do the films that I'm doing now. I can very happily say it's. I know a lot of people say it's like a second innings in the industry post marriage. They say it's the second innings, and I think my second innings is way stronger than what was before marriage. And I'm very happy to choose the films that I'm a part of, and I'm really thankful and grateful that makers still call me today. With they say, "Madam, we've got a character for you, we've got a movie for you, or we've got a heroine-oriented project for you, where we want you to lead the project and take it forward and things like that." So I'm really happy and fortunate that people are putting their faith in me, and I just hope that the projects that I'm already a part of, I hope I've not let the makers down.
But my question, if I can rephrase my question, how do you manage to stay fit for so long, for 20 long
Oh,
years?
for now, I swear by this. I do yoga 3 times a week, 3 days a week. Please do it, because power yoga it's so refreshing, and it makes you so you feel good at the end of the day. So I swear by yoga, because I was one of the most laziest persons you could ever meet. I would never hit the gym. I was never a workaholic, as in terms of fitness freak in that way. Uh, but now that I joined yoga, it's been a year that I have started yoga, and I swear by it. It's amazing. And now, even if one day I don't get to do it, it's like FOMO. I really miss it. So I keep calling my teacher and I keep telling her, I said, listen, I'm missing yoga. I want to do it. And I try to squeeze it in as much as possible when I'm working.
Uh, See, I would say you've in the last 20 years, you had your ups and you have your downs. And of course, being in the spotlight, there's a lot of speculations about your professional life, about your personal life. How do you handle all these speculations and these rumors that keep popping up? Does it hurt you, or how do you manage to stay grounded?
Not really. I mean, I think more than me, sort of my family is a little, they react a little more to it. Like, oh, listen, I read this news, and why is it like this? I'm like, listen, everything is fine. Don't worry about it. Don't react too much into it. Don't be too much into it. Because I always feel if you add fuel to the fire, then people will think that there's something wrong with it. But one valuable lesson that I learned from my father was never pay heed to it, because you know what's right. You are answerable only to your parents and to your immediate family. And by that, I mean my parents and my husband and his family. I am not answerable to anybody else. So as long as we know what the truth is, I don't think there's any need to react to any sort of rumors. So I keep telling my mother also. So even 2 days back, she gave me a call and she said one of her friends called her and said, "This is some news has come." I listen, don't call me. If there is some irrelevant, illogical, useless rumor, don't ever call me. If it is true, I myself, if anything, if there is any rumor, if there's any news, I will tell you beforehand before you get to know it from media. So if there's any news about me, I will tell you personally. Why will media tell you and I not tell you? I'm like, don't react to all of that. Just keep the phone, tell auntie, I'm so sorry about it, but don't please tell them also not to react. Because it doesn't make any sense. So all these things, I just take it one ear, leave it out the other, because I know there's no truth to it.
Now, this is Priyamani. 20 years, a lot of films, over 60 plus films. I'm sure there must have been some films that you might have missed out due to various reasons. Any regrets or any films that you regret doing?
No, not at all. Um, though I do feel bad sometimes when when you really want something to work out and it didn't. Um, you do feel bad about it, and I did feel bad for a couple of films which didn't come my way. But I always believe that, and this my husband always tells me, he says, if one door closes, one door will always open. And if this is not the thing, God definitely has planned something bigger and better for you. So don't feel bad that you lost this opportunity, because definitely there is something bigger and better waiting for you on the other side. So just be patient, it will come to you. So I swear I believe by what that particular what he said. I believe it. And yes, initially I used to feel very bad that, Arey, why didn't this work out? But at the end of the day, I think it was better. But it was best that I wasn't part of some of those projects.
So, Priyamani, my last question, my concluding question. You've been, a reality show host. You've been an, actor in several industries, and you've seen a lot of young talents coming up, at a very young age. What is your piece of advice who people who've just got into the world of show business? They've just achieved fame and they just don't know how to handle success or things of, they've just, what is your piece of advice for them?
See, one thing I would tell them is be patient, work hard. There's always a long route and a short route to success. I would say always take the long route. Classic example is living right here. I've been in the industry for 20 years and I'm still working very hard to this date. I get up every day. If I'm shooting and according to the shoot requirements, if they want you to get up at 3, 4 in the morning, I do it. Work hard. Don't worry about success. It will definitely come to you. If not today, tomorrow, it will definitely come. It is there in your thing. But just be patient and just keep working hard. Just keep that in mind that, there is a long way and there's a short way. Short way will reach you. It will get you to success very quickly, but you will not know how to maintain it. Not saying that long way you may not know, but even if you do achieve success in the short way or the long way, I would always say, don't forget where you started. Don't forget your roots. Always remember where you started. That will always be grounded all the time. That's what I firmly believe. Never forget your roots.
This is Priyamani. It was wonderful talking to you like always. Thank you for your time. Thank you for joining.
Subscribe to the Federal's YouTube page for more interesting updates.